5 subtle traps that turn 70% of people into the new poor. Poverty is not merely a condition but a pre-designed trap that keeps people perpetually ensnared. This shocking conclusion comes from Nobel laureates Abidji and Esther Duflo, who, after 15 years of studying impoverished communities across 18 countries, discovered that poverty is more than just a lack of money. It stems from a series of invisible traps that drag people into a vicious cycle. More frighteningly, these traps tend to pass down from generation to generation, making it increasingly difficult to escape poverty. Have you ever wondered why, despite your knowledge and education, financial success seems elusive, while some friends you once saw as unsophisticated or less knowledgeable have managed to acquire significant wealth? This isn't just your story. Many people are stuck in this new form of poverty without even realizing they've fallen into a trap. In today's video, I'll analyze 5 dangerous traps that keep us from escaping poverty. From misguided mindsets to temporary lifestyles, without clear understanding and timely action, you might miss the chance to improve your life. Join me as we uncover the secrets to breaking free from financial stagnation and find a path to rise from poverty. In modern life, a quiet yet increasingly common phenomenon is spreading: the rise of the new poor. These are individuals with high levels of education and specialized knowledge who nonetheless struggle to improve their finances. They often seek stability, avoid risk, and remain in their comfort zones, hesitant to seize new opportunities. Although they recognize the importance of action, they procrastinate, waiting for a perfect moment to start, forgetting that success favors those who take action. When they see others succeed, they often compare themselves enviously instead of learning. This mental laziness, combined with poor financial management skills, leads them to spend excessively without saving or investing for the future. Worse still, many of them lack long-term goals and easily give up when they face difficulties, causing their lives to stagnate. Without a swift change, these people will become trapped in cycles of failure and disappointment, turning themselves into victims of circumstance. Here is a real example. More and more people with college degrees are choosing to work as rideshare drivers. If they work hard for 8 to 12 hours daily, they can earn up to 25 million VND per month, far more than entry-level office jobs. Min, an economics graduate, once dreamed of a stable office job but, after months of unemployment, decided to drive for Grab to cover his living expenses. Driving provided Min with a quick income, enough to pay rent, cover living costs, and save a bit, something his office job salary could hardly achieve before. However, the attractive income only provides short-term benefits. Min began to feel the price he had to pay: long, exhausting hours in the sun and rain, bodily aches, and limited insurance or long-term benefits. Each day he spent driving took him further from his initial dream, reducing his time to learn and develop professional skills. He realized that relying solely on physical work meant his financial future would be uncertain when his health eventually declined. We mean no disrespect to this line of work, but jobs like ride-sharing or delivery, or any that simply exchange sweat for cash, are temporary solutions and cannot be a lasting goal. If everyone abandons their qualifications to pursue simple jobs, society will gradually deteriorate, lacking skilled professionals to contribute to vital fields. In this story, Min decided to use his spare time to continue learning and find a way back to his chosen field. He understands that investing in his future is the only way to escape the trap of temporary work and build a more sustainable life. Here are the 5 traps you must avoid to prevent becoming part of the new poor. Trap number 1. The empty barrel. Do you think the new poor are frugal and save to get through hard times? In reality, they often spend more extravagantly than even though well off. This paradox keeps them stuck in financial traps they can't escape. Abidji, the Nobel-winning economist, shared the story of Park, a frail farmer in Indonesia who has lived in poverty for years. Park cannot work to earn money and faces a life of scarcity. However, when Abid visited his home, what he saw was far from the image of a poor person. Park's modest home contained luxury items like a television, DVD player, mobile phone, along with tea and coffee, luxuries inconsistent with his financial situation. Not just Park, but many others sacrifice essential needs just to acquire flashy, temporary possessions. They're willing to risk eviction for failing to pay rent, yet strive to purchase a 62-inch television. They eat instant noodles for 29 consecutive days just to splurge on a lobster meal at month's end. Some buy sunscreen but cut back on air conditioning in extreme heat. This immediate gratification becomes an invisible trap, binding them to poverty. Even if you advise them to save, they struggle to resist the lure of consumption. Every time they receive a bit of money, the urge to enjoy it instantly overwhelms their self-control, pushing them into spending sprees manipulated by manufacturers. Companies and retailers tap into consumer psychology, turning every holiday and anniversary into a shopping opportunity, pushing continuous spending. After each holiday, trash bins overflow with fresh flowers, stuffed animals, perfumes, lipsticks, all symbols of waste. These consumer traps are hidden throughout daily life. Nearly every holiday, from Valentine's Day to Singles' Day to Black Friday, becomes an opportunity for businesses to fuel your shopping habits. You watch a few ads online, and suddenly, your cart is filled with unplanned items. You think you're saving thanks to discounts, but you end up spending more than initially intended. Stay away from these sophisticated marketing traps laid by companies. They're designed to make you spend. The wealth gap in America is becoming increasingly pronounced. This divide is causing policymakers to worry about potential social unrest. To keep the poor from creating disruptions, National Security Advisors Zbigniew Brzezinski proposed a bold theory: restrain the lower class with immediate, entertaining distractions. This theory emphasizes that if enough forms of captivating entertainment are provided, people will become absorbed in short-term pleasures, gradually forgetting their desire to change their lives. Thus, a vicious cycle of stagnation is established. Many people remain caught up in temporary pleasures, lacking the energy and motivation to rise. Just by observing everyday life, you can easily see how the trap of fleeting joy sneaks into every corner. Have you ever sat down to study in the library, only to feel restless and compelled to check your phone for a few social media posts shortly after? Or maybe you've just started working but subconsciously end up watching a few short videos on TikTok or YouTube, getting lost in them for an hour without realizing it. These entertainment videos, electronic games, TV shows, and reality programs are slowly consuming your valuable time. Little by little, day by day, it becomes easy to lose focus and forget that time and attention are the most crucial assets in today's era. While you're absorbed in your screen, successful people are building their health, growing their finances, and expanding their relationships. The wealthy and successful understand the power of technology, but they don't allow themselves to become victims of it. Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, limited his own children's use of technology. Game designers themselves avoid addictive games like World of Warcraft. In Silicon Valley, many tech executives even refuse to use electronic devices after working hours. Psychologist Adam Alter once warned that technology products and entertainment content are purposefully designed to keep you hooked. Bit by bit, these digital traps keep you immersed in short-lived satisfaction, gradually draining your energy and motivation to pursue bigger goals. Successful individuals know that mindless entertainment never brings lasting value. They understand that success requires focus and persistence, and so they manage their time carefully and stay away from temptation each day. Tech companies and digital platforms continuously fine-tune their algorithms to keep you engaged longer and interacting more, causing you to sink deeper into the screen without realizing that you're becoming a victim. Meanwhile, those who know how to manage their time use every moment to invest in their health, careers, and relationships. If you're not vigilant against these tempting distractions, you'll gradually lose opportunities to rise. What may seem like harmless moments of entertainment can drain your energy, leaving you tired and lost. Eventually, you may find yourself trapped in a cycle of laziness, standing still as the world around you moves forward. Success doesn't come from short-lived pleasures but from consistent focus and effort. Take control of your time, and don't let it be taken over by meaningless distractions. Every second you waste becomes a setback on the journey toward freedom and success. Entertainment isn't bad, but it only holds value when it's placed in the right context. Instead of immersing yourself in the screen daily, spend time on meaningful things. Learn a new skill, exercise, build relationships, or work on self-development. Only by escaping the trap of short-term pleasure can you truly take control of your life. Recently, I rewatched the classic film The Shawshank Redemption and was deeply moved by the tragic fate of the character Brooks. The film doesn't just tell a story of hope and perseverance, it also reveals a profound psychological paradox, a hidden trap that many fail to see, the trap of complacency when stability becomes a shackle. Brooks was the prison librarian at Shawshank and had served over 50 years. Day after day, he performed simple tasks, pushing the book cart, keeping records of book loans. It was a stable, easy job that brought him a sense of fulfillment, as if he had found meaning and value in life. However, this satisfaction became an invisible shackle, tying Brooks to a familiar routine that he didn't realize. He saw library management as his life's work and never thought of leaving. The shock of leaving the comfort zone. When Brooks was released, he realized that the outside world had changed too much. The busy streets frightened him, and the towering buildings suffocated him. He no longer recognized the world he lived in. Everything was so different from the slow, restrained pace of prison life over the past half-century. He was arranged to work at a supermarket, but the situation only got worse. Old age and a slowing body made it hard to keep up with the new work rhythm. Customer complaints added to his stress, and sleepless nights only drove Brooks deeper into despair. In the end, unable to bear this strange, pressured life, Brooks chose to end his own life just a year after his release. The trap of a comfort zone. Brooks' story is a clear testament to the Shawshank trap. The idea that people accustomed to a confined, dependent life struggle to adapt to freedom. The film has a famous line, "First you hate these walls, but then you get used to them. Eventually, you depend on them to survive." This is the essence of the Shawshank trap. We often don't realize we're stuck in our comfort zone, growing too comfortable. The more we cling to stability, the more we lose the ability to face challenges and fear change. When forced out of our comfort zone, we become weak and helpless. At this point, the walls that once sheltered us become a cage that imprisons us. The Shawshank trap is the invisible prison of modern life. It's present everywhere in life. It could be the stable job you've relied on for so long that you've lost the ambition to grow, or it could be the old skill set you've become so used to that you no longer want to learn anything new. It might even be the habit of procrastination, which leaves you satisfied with the present and reluctant to face change. We easily accept the immediate comfort, forgetting that the world is constantly moving and evolving. One day, with just a small shift, we may find ourselves unprepared to cope. At that point, the comfort zone is no longer a refuge but a chain holding us back. Therefore, keep yourself curious, eager to learn, willing to try new things, and continuously challenge yourself. If you feel you're falling into a trap similar to the Shawshank trap, try stepping outside. The outside world may feel strange, even frightening, but remember that discomfort and fear are signs of growth. Each challenge is an opportunity to develop, and each change can bring unexpected results. Boston University conducted a simple but fascinating experiment that reveals an important principle about behavioral change. In this experiment, participants were asked to set an alarm early in the morning, but they were split into two groups. The first group placed the alarm on a desk far from the bed, while the second group placed it right next to the bed. At first glance, the difference between the two groups seemed small, but after 2 weeks, the results were entirely different. Most in the first group developed the habit of waking up early, while the wake-up time for the second group barely changed, and they continued to hit the snooze button. The experiment's results highlight a crucial psychological principle. When the alarm goes off, people tend to reflexively turn it off and go back to sleep. But if the alarm is placed far away, they're forced to get out of bed. This action is enough to break inertia and start the day more easily. The link to the Shawshank Trap. This alarm experiment is closely related to the Shawshank Trap because both emphasize that staying too comfortable doesn't lead to growth. Placing the alarm far from the bed forces you to take an initial challenging action, much like stepping out of your comfort zone in life. Take action to break free from stagnation. Leaving the comfort zone has never been easy, but it's always the first, essential step toward growth and progress. So, start with small changes, like moving the alarm clock out of arm's reach. From there, you'll gradually train yourself to break free from comfort and move forward in life. Challenges are opportunities. Only when you dare to step outside your comfort zone can you discover the best version of yourself. The Boston University experiment also shows that sometimes, change doesn't require iron will or drastic action. Instead, by cleverly setting up your environment, you can make change easier. The trap of laziness in the endless flow of modern life. Laziness is one of the most subtle traps, causing people to stagnate and confine themselves to a small world. Tango Fan once said, "All illnesses arise from laziness." Laziness is not just a lack of action, it also reflects an aversion to change, a fear of failure, and the tendency to procrastinate difficult tasks. These people do not worry about lacking talent or opportunities, but due to laziness, they lock themselves in a cycle of helplessness. No one can help them rise once they have become accustomed to laziness, as it quickly becomes a natural habit. People no longer actively learn or grow, and they gradually lose the ability to recognize what they are truly passionate about. When that happens, life becomes vague and empty. Worry, tension, and fear are constant feelings because no one can find a clear purpose while trapped in procrastination. Even when recognizing the problem, change remains difficult. Lazy people fear failure and dread facing harsh realities. As the writer Marenko emphasized, laziness is the root of all evil. One retreat is a lifelong defeat. Laziness is like borrowing from the future. Each delay is a debt yet unpaid. The artist Zhu Beiyong once said, "Laziness is an expensive luxury. When the time for payment comes, you certainly won't be able to afford it." You can see young people struggling with time. Every morning, they sleep a few extra minutes, and every night, they scroll on social media for hours. At first glance, it seems harmless, but over the years, it will become a habit that wrecks careers and turns dreams into abandoned goals. By the time they realize, they have already lost golden opportunities in life. As Tango Fan once said, "The ruined home cannot let go of distance, the failed person cannot let go of greed, the despised person cannot let go of arrogance." Distance is the separation, lack of concern, and connection. When family members do not care for each other, it leads to fracture and decline. Greed reflects a mentality of instant gratification, a desire for shortcuts, and quick frustration in the face of challenges. Arrogance is the pride and complacency that block learning and improvement. This lesson highlights 3 important aspects of life: to care and stay connected with family and work. Neglecting to care is a form of laziness that destroys all relationships. The lesson for success is to be patient and persistent in pursuing long-term goals rather than seeking quick results. Failing to listen leads to failure, Success requires humility and a continuous willingness to learn from others. Success comes not only from talent but from perseverance and correct action. Truly great people look far ahead. They don't let temporary failures or short-term successes derail them. They know how to stay calm, seek new opportunities, and avoid letting minor annoyances disturb them. When the vision broadens, worries decrease. When the heart is open, the path widens. Remember that change begins with mindset, and success comes from continuous action. When you dare to step out of your comfort zone, you will discover your latent abilities. Each step forward is an investment in the future, and each challenge is an opportunity for you to grow. Freedom and success are waiting for you. If you do not escape the trap of laziness, you will remain stagnant and left behind. Remember, poverty is not fate, it is the result of lifestyle and mindset. Start with the smallest actions today. Don't let laziness trap you in the cage of comfort. Open the door to life, step out, and move forward. This life is truly meaningful only when you live it fully and constantly explore. When you dare to change and persist, you will not only distance yourself from a lowly mindset but also rise to greater heights, where you shine as the best version of yourself. If you followed along to this point, I believe you are a person of exceptional focus and determination. Don't delay any further. Start taking action today. As the famous saying reminds us, the greatest distance in the world is not from head to toe but from knowing to doing. Knowledge is only truly valuable when you turn it into action. You don't need to be good to start, but by starting, you will become better step by step. Even small actions will move you forward, while idleness only wastes valuable time and opportunity. If you found this share useful, spread it to 3 friends. Who knows, these words may become valuable motivation for them. To let me know that you followed along to the very end, comment "I stayed until the end." This shows not only that you are persistent but also committed to personal growth. Thank you for dedicating your valuable time to listen. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I wish you and your family happiness, peace, and success on all paths of life. Move forward with faith and never stop, because you deserve the very best.